Okay, 7-8, review discussion, and possible action on city practice and policy for making audio readings of city council meetings. Sir, you have the floor.
Sure. All the other towns do it. The technology is pretty cheap today. If I make a recording as a city council member, it is a public record. And so I will probably actually submit that on disk so that there's no issue of my possession of it. However, I will provide the equipment given to the city, 1 or 2 tripods here with 2 digital devices for the city to have its own recording. It would be the city's possession of the record.
When I read this, I liked the idea,
Uh-huh.
because in small towns, there's too much conjecture, hearsay, and false information that gets put out there. I would rather have it recorded. We could put it on the website, and citizens who didn't have time to get to the meeting could call it up later, look at it, and get the details. That's my thoughts on it. But the city needs to control the recordings.
That's why I said I will be providing it to the city for the city's permanent possession of it. We'll be donating it to the city.
Okay, so back up, because I didn't want to get all that detail.
My
You're going to be
question-
providing what?
The equipment to make recordings, audio recordings of the city council meetings.
My question to you.
And that we would have a policy that would record all of them and the executive sessions.
Okay.
Yes, you can record executive sessions.
Not according to KML.
No, you cannot.
That is private and that is managed.
They're not public information, I understand that.
You need to take
Hang on.
a class on that.
Okay.
You cannot record executive sessions. Trust me on that, you cannot do it. If you discuss an executive session, you go in there for Stephen Blight, Chief of Police, on Stephen Blight. If Stephen chooses to bring it out to the public, he can do it. You can't do it, neither can they. You cannot do that, trust me, that's a no-no.
Mr.
You
Lloyd,
need to take that open record
thank you for
class.
your comment, but you spoke out of turn.
Okay.
Please raise your hand again if you want to make another comment.
Yes. My next question to you is,
Okay.
when you make that recording, would you give it directly to,
Well, the city secretary will be making the recording.
okay, so you will
The
not
city
have,
will own the equipment.
okay, you will not have the opportunity to make any of your comments from that recording.
Well, the entire public will have entire access to the recording,
Okay.
as well as the city.
May I say something? Okay. You know, COVID, we had audio recordings, we
Uh-huh.
had go-to meetings and stuff like that published because of COVID. I continued on posting audio for a period of time. However, because of squeaky tables, and because the only audio that I had was a cell phone, and I wasn't going to use my own personal cell phone and subject my personal cell phone to any type of legalities and something come up later on, I started using the city phone. It tells you that you have to have, and if what you're offering would be great because it would not be on these tables. We had talked about something up here at one point in time. It needs to be able to cover all views of the building and structure for all people in all angles.
Are you talking about video?
Video, yeah.
To me, that's more expensive, more difficult, more to worry about.
But what I'm saying is though, we had discussed the fact of the audio and video because of the fact that people are not always able to be here. We posted on the website, as you know, I posted out here on the wall, and that one of the things that I've heard in my 15 months here is, well, we didn't know about it. We didn't know about it. Well, it's a standard meeting every third Thursday night of the month. And one of the things was it said to me, well, y'all are voting things through that we didn't know about. It's out there on the agenda. It's out there, you know, you gotta look for those types of things. If we put an audio out there, people can hear all the do's and don'ts and pros and cons here, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. If we've got the decent equipment. And if you're planning on donating that or whatever, I don't have a problem with doing that in respect from the city office if the council doesn't have a problem with it.
As far as when you have the option of
But it is not a requirement.
What?
As long as we post
minutes or
minutes
recording.
or audio.
And it does say in the Texas Government Code that you can only record an open meeting, not executive session.
And also talking to TML today and versus on it, may I stare off a little bit on executive session? If in the event that we are in executive session, say on a disciplinary action or anything like that, that it calls for an executive session, Everything that is discussed in that executive session stays in that executive session, and if it gets out by someone that's in this room, it can be a Class B misdemeanor.
Right,
Okay?
exactly.
So
This-
that's why we have the open session afterwards to tell people that, hey, we voted to give a person a raise, or we voted to dismiss this person, or whatever. That's why I said we vote with the open session.
Our school district absolutely records the executive sessions, all of them. The school district, the superintendent secretary says, y'all hit record. She's in there taking minutes, the whole meeting, and then she steps out and says, y'all hit record for the executive session. Now, that is not subject to the Public Information Act request. I fully understand that. So I'm going to do some more research, but if point of order, you want to introduce something, maybe?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay.
I do.
No,
No.
wait, don't
Sorry
do
about
that.
No, listen,
Don't
listen.
bring my wife into this.
Stop it. It's not nothing
You
bad.
don't have permission to speak.
I'm asking.
I chair this meeting.
This is not bad. It's about the recording.
There's just a lot of laughing in the whole meeting. I apologize.
No, you're not gonna bring my wife into it, dog.
Okay, Steve.
I'm being telling. David, no, I'm
The thing as far as with TML, though, like I was saying,
Go
Let him go
Go
outside.
outside.
Go ahead and go
Go
outside.
outside.
they told us today, if we have an executive session, we have a certified agenda. That is the only thing that we have to record. And that certified agenda basically tells you nothing more but the topic of the session that is recorded and filed. And according to TML, that is all we have to legally do. I don't know why or how the school boards do the executive session recordings or why they would do that. I have no idea. But that's the whole purpose of an executive session.
Mr. Womack, if you want to look into that, please.
I would prefer to just table this. Let's just, I make a motion to table this.
Table, second, all in favor, say aye to table this motion. Any opposed?
She's really,
I hear a motion.
can she really
It's
speak?
nothing bad. I'm not starting anything. I just have a suggestion.
This is we close, we come to, your motion.
I move that we adjourn.
I say it.
All in favor, say aye.
Well, it's a thing. I don't think we should get equipment from a council member. I think we should have equipment that is mutual, doesn't belong to anybody, to record the meeting. That's the only thing I have to say. It has
That'd be a
nothing
good
to
point.
do with not
That's a good point.
recording it.
That's
I'm
why
just saying,
I said I would donate it to the city.
and I'm saying that I don't think that that's right. I think that the city should have their own equipment. It shouldn't be donated so that people get a positive
City should
light.
purchase their own equipment.
Exactly.
Thank everyone, thank you for coming.
But it gets all stirred up. I mean, seriously, that's all I have to say. No, I'm a citizen too, and I deserve to have a say something. Since obviously somebody has a problem.
I didn't have any problem with you. You were laughing. Everyone's laughing. Wow. Sorry, get out quick.